around the world and across Nigeria. If you just joined us or you're still with us, it's still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's get to our main conversation for today. The Nigeria Labour Congress NLC has initiated nationwide industrial action over the non-implementation of the 70,000 naira national minimum wage.
And despite assurance from some state governments, the NLC remains adamant, demanding evidence of payment and rejecting verbal commitment or delayed plans.
Key leaders, including Ambassador Titus Audu and Akim Mbali, have emphasized that only full compliance with the wage law will prevent the strike.
And the action follows a November 8th resolution by the NLC's National Executive Council (NEC), mandating state councils to enforce compliance. Several states, including Abia, Cross River, Enugu, Ebonyi, Nasarawa, and others, remain non-compliant, prompting strikes and mobilizations.
For instance, in Ebonyi, workers have protested against the Governor Francis Nwifuru alleged selective wage implementation, while Nasarawa and Cross River face union action over unfulfilled commitments.
While some states like Abia and Ondo claim compliance or imminent implementation, the NLC disputes partial or informal agreements.
The Federal Capital Territory FCT chapter has also initiated indefinite strike due to non-compliance. Despite some divisions among states and unions, the NLC remains resolute, warning of severe consequences for non-compliance and demanding immediate adherence to the new wage structure. Still with us in the studios to go through all that we have for our main conversation is Barrister Olanika Ola Daniels. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for hanging on.
Thank you, Barrister.
I appreciate you. Now let's take a look and a swipe on what we have to talk about today. 70,000 naira is the dispute here. Let's not forget, for over 1 year since subsidy was removed, Nigerians have been going through turbulent economic times. In fact, 70,000 naira can't even go a long haul, even if everyone is paid that particular sum of money. But unfortunately, some state governors have still failed to do that, despite the so much FAC allocation given to them. Why do you think that is so?
They have to keep some billions for the family, for their generations yet unborn. And if they have to keep those billions, when would they get it? If they pay the 70,000 naira minimum wage to, people that are not their family members. So really, you can't blame them. They need that money. It's a national cake, so everybody, they get there. That's why they kill themselves to get to those offices, and they do everything so that they can keep money for generations unborn.
Allegedly. Are you trying to say that they are not being paid for the job they are doing, and the best way they can actually be paid is to hold on to the minimum wage of the poor civil servants who are trying to actually help move the government forward?
You're speaking grammar. They don't care about your English. They don't care about what the law says. You know why? Because at the end of the day, by the time you make noise, you shout and you say, you can see, Yaya Bello has gone to EFCC, with them, and the next thing, plea bargain comes in, and even at all, if they have to go, maybe they give them 6 months or 1 year, and the next thing they are in one private apartment, or they are, so nobody pays. The system gives rooms for what is happening. Because if someone had been caught stealing the national money that belongs to people, money that's supposed to go to some people that have died because you deny them of their entitlement, and that person still lives in the same community, and that person is still being praised by the same people. That person is not stripped of everything he had, even the one he had earned before he became whoever he became, that he started stealing. If they had done that, and they blacklist the name of the family ever to become anything in the country, and they make sure that everywhere they go. So look, until we start The next thing, by the time you start saying that, oh, the human rights activists, they will come. We are the same people. We will come. No, you cannot do that. That is too much. So we are not ready.
But
We have some plans.
Yes, don't you think that all of this great results that you're bringing to the table now is simply because we might not be in the system? Because it's a different thing. Most of the people who occupying some of these positions prior to now said even more than what you are saying now. Prosecute them, kill them.
With
But when they get into power, it's a different thing.
With every sense of responsibility, I think I can say this. If by what you are saying, if I am like that, maybe you won't be able to call me to come and speak here because I'll be one big man that, police will be rushing it. Yeah. So the opportunities were there, but with the truths were the opportunities. By the grace of God, I've been leaders in different aspects, whatever, and I've seen money, but I've never taken somebody 1 naira. If I'm a national whatever, if I have taken, let anybody comes up and say, no, you I saw you on one national TV, you are lying. You come out and say it. I can say that with every sense of responsibility. Look, until when? Because people have said that, yes, and because you are not there, why should you deprive people of their entitlement? I have been, by the grace of God, I will be in some position and people will be saying, no, please, let's do it this way. I'll say, I am for the people. Yes, this seat, I may be a leader, but I will not take that decision until I consider my people. What is there for them is not what is there for you. So, with all this, it is important we take cognizance of until when we stop them, until when the law makes it clear, and not that because you belong to a particular political party, and you want this person to join your political party. So once the person joins your political party, the sins of this person is forgiven. That's the system.
Very, very true.
Moving on, if we're to look at the way some of the some of the civil servants are already reacting, do you think they're going to actually cooperate with Joe Ajero at this point, saying that they should actually adhere to the strike? Because some of them are already saying they promise they're going to do it, and it's already reminding them, don't fall for the verbal comments and wait for the implementation.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's difficult for states. When we're talking about national level, maybe it makes sense, but once it comes to states, because sometimes when politicians are very good, and they are 10 times ahead of you. Politicians know how to play the game. You are not in the system. You're a worker and you want to go on. By the time they meet either the chairman of the state, they have a faction and they do one abracadabra and all that, you find out that the executive of that state starts shifting grounds. Okay, let's give them we know this person will not disappoint us. He has not disappointed before. He promised he will. But that is not the agreement at this net meeting. Unfortunately, because it's states now, wherever the governor is able to prevail over, they dance to their tune. If you remember the last time it took Mr. Ajero to go to Abia, if you remember, before the election and all that, because the state chairman could not do much. Because the governor so this is sometimes when it comes to states, it's a bit difficult to achieve. Why? Even people are still accusing Ajero at the national level that don't mind them. They will say and the next thing they call it up because they are collected envelopes and government, they are said to them, they are promised them some things, so they are not fighting for the people again. Unfortunately, the second side to it, will the strike solve this problem? To be fair to some states, do you know when we're still paying 30,000 minimum wage? A few states were not paying 30,000. A particular state was paying 20. So now, they increased to 70, someone has not paid 30. Where will he get the 70? having said that, the question is it that he can't get the 70? If he try to work for the people and jettison the idea of acquiring wealth that does not belong to him. Because sometimes these people will tell you they cannot afford it. The state cannot pay 70,000. The next thing, by the time they leave office, you will hear that the governors they embezzle some billions of naira. And I ask, please tell me how. So it means this money was there, but was diverted from, the original purpose. And again, most of these states, what do they do? What do they generate? Number of them, particularly, even Lagos. I have issues with Lagos State. And what is my issue with Lagos State? Let everybody, I think government generally love free money. Okay. I think all over the world. That is why you see, particularly in Nigeria, multiple tax. Multiple. You can't even, this one will come, that one will come. You don't even know where, they don't even know when to stop. And we have said it over time. In fact, this government came and said, okay, they want to mob it and all that, and the next thing they are showing up with another one. You're saying you want to take this out, meanwhile you're still bringing up another. Lagos State will tax anything taxable. And I ask, are you telling me that we don't have resources that can fetch us money? Yes, government may not be in the business. It's not it should not be in the work of business. Yes, but at the same time, you can strike a deal with private sectors, and you still make this money. You get your percentage; they will get theirs. Where is the coconut in Lagos? The first level, the first layer of our water. What has happened to the fish in Lagos? What has happened to the now? The other time I was buying coconut somewhere. Listen, where I was buying this coconut, I was buying it in Nigeria.
Okay.
And I understand that coconut was from Ghana.
Really?
Yes. They brought coconut from Ghana to Nigeria and they are selling. And I asked, I'm from Badagry. I know what it used to be when we were growing up, when we go home and all that. We know where the coconut trees are and everything that we pluck coconut, in fact, you will eat tire. Where are they today? But what is Lagos there? Because he has land. Oh, he must collect. Oh, land use charge. He must collect. Oh, from what's it called? Registration, governor's contract, he must collect. Oh, one tax, he must collect. One Lasama, one Lasepa, everybody, they're collecting all sorts of taxes, and they are talking about IGPR, and they're feeling cool. So Lagos can afford to say, I'll pay you 100,000 as a minimum wage. But Kano can decide, Port Harcourt, Rivers can say that, but then the question is, can Zamfara say that? Can Nasarawa say that? So we need to also balance it. What do they, aside from the money they collect, the revenue they collect from federal government, where is the money? What are they making for the states? Who is making money? Because Lagos, is boasting, he has money. Why? Because you are taxing your people. You're putting so much burden on your people. You don't even know whether their business is progressing, whether their business is making headways. Your own is pay me. Like tax collector, pay me. So they don't care. So I have that issue with Lagos State when it comes to. So I will leave that. But then, can some of these states afford this 70? Because when federal, and again, because that's the reason why they talk about stakeholders having meetings, they have several meetings, the governors, everybody, and they all agree to this 70,000 minimum wage. So no one should come and tell me I can't pay. If you can't pay, then during your meeting, you should have insisted that, look, I don't have what it takes to pay. So when you now say you agree to that, then now pay. You are delaying, you are promising, you are saying all sorts, and you know that even this 70,000 we are talking about has nothing. And that is why some of us also are not happy with NLC, because we are saying you are fighting the wrong fight, the wrong battle. Basic amenities, we don't have. Healthcare, zero. Food, security, nothing. There is to fight for, to demand good governance, to demand, whatever for your people.
But this could at least be a starting point for them.
It can't be. How much is 70,000 naira on a minimum wage? at the other side. I just explained. I give you analysis. I broke down 70,000 to a civil servant. I have 2 children.
True.
He goes to work. He's going to transport himself to work. These children will go to school. He will pay whether it's school fees, whether it's some money. He will pay to school. They will eat at home. He will eat at work. Now, go now help him. His wife is not working. You now hear you hear it. Because now let's say even the wife is working. How much? So put that money together. Minimum wage. How will they survive? In an economy where today now we know what tomorrow you go to market today, what you buy 1 naira, tomorrow you get there is 2 naira. Your money has not increased. And again, don't forget, once the market woman here, oh, they've increased the salary. Why? Because we don't even have structure. We don't even have people. The other time, Mr. What's his name? He came out. He said they give you 1 month. All market, whatever. You must bring it down. We've not heard anything, no. 3 months don't pass. So. Are we serious?
But don't you think all of these issues of inflation and all of that are simply because of one single policy? Subsidy is gone. Don't you think that is what cascaded to all of these issues? Because of course, if the source of production, the cost of production, the value chain is taken care of from the beginning, subsidy was still available, which ensures that transportation is low, which ensures that cost of production is low, definitely we won't have all of these issues. So is it possible that maybe we'll go back to the regime of subsidy so that all of these things naturally can dissolve?
I do not agree, because some of us we are advocates of subsidy removal.
Really?
Subsidy is actually a scam.
Really?
Yes. You know why do I say it's a scam? Yes, they were paying money
to elites.
God bless you. So they were paying the money to a few people. And don't forget, these people that said, oh, subsidy is gone, they are paying more money than what the man that was paying subsidy.
Exactly, yeah.
This government is paying, and now, but NSC is calling it different names. They are not calling it subsidy. If you mind, you need to check them. They're not. They won't say, they are not saying subsidy. But we know that there is more. We are paying more on subsidy. Now, the error, which I have said before, made by this administration, by Mr. President, is coming out. You have not seen your table. You don't know what is happening in there. You have not entered. You don't know how the house has been running the show. Then, because you're swearing you are coming into the house, the house you don't know anything about, subsidy is gone. Your enemy will go 10 times ahead of you and they will fight you. And that was what happened. We're not saying subsidy should not go, but if you are coming, you hold on. See, out there tomorrow, if just hear that they're having a meeting on this, the marketers and whatever are having meeting on this fuel, what will you see? Everybody will start selling fuel. All stations will stop. Why? Because they don't know what they want to say. Meanwhile, some even have. Now, the next thing, they will increase the money. They open their gates. They start selling. They increase the pump price and they start selling. And don't forget, they had it at a lower price. Yeah. See, all of us are involved in this mess. Because if Mr. President has ordered to come in, then look at the table critically, the papers, the one to then gradually, one after the other, put up palliatives, put up things, things we can do to cushion this whatever that will come, because there's no how that we will not pay the price. We will surely pay the price, and that is part of what it should not. If he had done the right thing or do it the right way, it won't be this way. We will pay the price, but it won't be this it won't be of this magnitude, and it won't be this bad. Because subsidy is gone. All the people, they started putting machinery in place to make sure that their pockets are to cover them for themselves, so that they are not going to suffer. But if you are taking it gradually, you take this out, you have not said anything, but you're taking it out. Meanwhile, you have already put things in place to cover for what you are taking out. Well, how can you say that is the reason why they started paying so much money than even when the subsidy was there? Because by the time they started whatever they were doing, they realized that we've goofed. Unfortunately, they couldn't reverse it. because it has to happen. So, and that was what happened to them. And now, this had gone over everything to the, and don't forget that there's no regulatory body whatsoever. That man, that bus conductor, will carry you from one place to the other and say, my money is 500 naira. If you are not ready to pay, you will not go in. You will say, please, another person will come and go. So nobody's regulating anybody. The man, in fact, there was, a brief one. A man went to the market, they were selling rice. They were buying the rice at the rate of probably 60 or 70 that time. And they would come and they were selling and they were making profit of 30,000 on a 60,000 naira bag. So a young man came, he saw that. What did he do? He told his people, we will change this. And he started buying small bags. That's 60. Now, he was making profit of 10,000 or 15,000, thereabout. And they were selling more because he was selling at a reduced price. So they flooded the market. They fought him. He did not stop. And they messed up the market. Everybody had to calm down. Now, tell me, you bought 60, you want to make profit of 30,000 on one bag. Nobody is seeing anything. And everything we goes to the table of Mr. President. Even we, the one we are doing, is greater than what we are killing ourselves. This issue of inflation, whatever, because you talk about economy, you talk about inflation and all that, the statistic, by the time you see, you will not understand because they even confuse you with the statistics. But what is for the average man on the road? We are adding to the problem ourselves. Until all of us rebut and we see Nigeria as a great country, we are patriots and we want to see a better Nigeria, and everybody, you and I, we play our role, and we are not waiting for Mr. President. Today it will be better.
Thank you so much, Barrister.
All hands must be on deck to ensure that this country we have, remains our own. Those in authority, most importantly, they say when the head is good, every other part, takes you. Thank you so very much, Barrister, for being here with us. We truly do appreciate your time and the incisive, awesome discussion we had today. Thank you so very much once more. Thank you. All right, people, this is just about the time we have for our program today. We'd love to say thank you once more for keeping in touch and making the picture complete. We truly do appreciate you, but please do well to check up on us. You can always find us at Enterprise TV, news.com. You may also like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry.
And I'm Choma Okoye.
Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.